Blackstone Audio presents The Twilight of the American Enlightenment, the 1950s and the Crisis of Liberal Belief, by George M. Marsden. This book is read by William Hughes. To my former students, with thanks for all they have done. Introduction. Many Americans think of the 1950s as a time when American culture made sense. Some of us can remember why. We had won the war. We were enjoying unprecedented prosperity, and we were surrounded by visible signs of progress. Comfortable suburbs sprang up everywhere. I remember well how in the spring of 1949, when I was 10 years old, the fields near my home, where we used to roam, were suddenly marked off with patterns of stakes. A building project was launched with some fanfare. The developers even gave away aluminum horseshoe tokens with a 1949 penny in the center. By the next spring, our town had a full-fledged suburb, where I would soon be delivering newspapers. In such places, more and more young families could participate in the American dream of owning their own homes, endowed with up-to-date modern conveniences. Everyone seemed to take the ideal of the conventional family for granted. The father went off to work, and the mother dedicated herself to raising the children. Typically, the front yards on my paper route were littered with bicycles and tricycles. For many people in the 1950s, an expanding amount of free time could be dedicated to entertainment. A small blue-gray TV flickered in most picture windows, leisure and sports. Children and teenagers were among the chief beneficiaries of these changes, enjoying a whole youth culture of rock and roll music, films, TV shows, comic books, sports, and activities designed especially for them. Not everyone yet shared in the American dream, of course, but the nation was working on that. The society was becoming more and more inclusive, and the people within it were increasingly sharing similar values. Granted, a lot of problems remained to be solved. Yet there was little reason not to believe that, if peace could be maintained, progress would continue. In many ways, the mid-20th century was a time of tremendous optimism. Americans were constantly being reminded that theirs was the best nation on earth. They heard every day that their happiness and contentment would only increase.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?